Hi, I'm Jo Lankester. I'm a printmaker living in Townsville, North Queensland. I've been practicing since 1994 and my passion is within intaglio printmaking. So predominantly I create multi-colour plate intaglio prints using collagraph, plastic etching plates, dry point on aluminium plate and a little bit of etching as well. My process to create prints is I print in layers. So I'll print the base colour first and then build my way up. So I start off often with the light colours and build up to dark, and then from the dark I go back to the light, bringing out certain aspects of the print that I want to focus on. And in particular this print I'm very much interested in. For the finished print, as a key plate is the lichen that's showing on these prints. So my work is sort of created by bushwalking, so the physicality of place is very much steeped in the process of making my prints. So I go walking up Castle Hill 3 to 4 times a week, and it's sort of like my time. It's meditation in a way, but while I'm walking I'm looking at the landscape and objects within the landscape, and I often walk the same track each day. So over the last 6 to 12 months I've been really focusing on the lichen on the rocks up the Daniela track on Castle Hill, and surprisingly the lichen actually changes with the environment. So if we're through the dry season, the lichen is sort of, it's there, but it's a lot more subtle in colour, and then once the wet season starts, and now we're on the other side of the wet season, we're in autumn, the lichens become very vibrant, green, orange, and even the blacks and greys are coming through. So I can sort of tell when it's really wet the lichens are very green, and then now it's not so wet, so I'm getting a lot more greys in those lichens. And then a little bit of orange that pops off on the surface, but it's not as a dominant colour within the lichen on the Daniela track at the moment. But I'm also looking at the foliage and things that are on the rock, the surface of things. So it might be a creeping vine on the rock, or it might be the actual fissures in the rocks itself, or it might be something wrapped around the tree, or a bark marks on the tree. So when I'm walking I'm sort of taking in all this visual information, and then when I get in the studio I'm reflecting on the things that I've looked at on that walk and the things that stand out to me the most. So rather than taking a sketchbook, I'm sort of visually recording these images. And now I'm back in the studio, I'm creating prints, and my prints take a while to actually develop. So as I said, I sort of layer my colours, and I print in batches as well. So there's many months, and I work in batches, so I might have 15 prints on the go at any one time. So they're all part of a series, they're all closely connected, but they're all very different at the same time, I feel anyway. They've got a different story to tell. So this print here, you know, I feel the stitching as well, it sort of adds in an element of longitude and latitude, but then I'm also using it to highlight other areas of the lichen, just to pull a bit of shape or colour out and differentiate from the printed line itself. So this is my artist book for Pivot 2 at Onespace Gallery. I've created a diptych, 2 books in one. They're quite playful. They're a combination of intaglio, multicolour plate intaglio prints and lithography. They play to the topographical nature of my work and the three-dimensionality of the objects that I'm looking at in the landscape, which is the surface of things, including rocks and bark. So they can be viewed as single pages, or they can become like a three-dimensional object and displayed in many different ways.